Da-da-da. Okay. You know, it's a wonderful evening. This is April 30th, 1988. It's our parents' 50th wedding anniversary. No, our parents, the ones who like
only 50 years.
They like conceived us and like who was that?
Sydney and
Sydney and Cecilia, not
Sid and
Sid
Cece.
and Cece Horowitz, and this is right before the party. This is probably the big event of the year, if not at least today, and we're all very, very excited. We're glad that we can throw this party for you and be here to celebrate with you.
We are so excited. We are so very happy to be here. Aren't we, brothers?
Yeah. What year is it? 1988, I think.
We
Okay.
already gave the date down. Say hi to your mother.
Hi, Mom and Dad. Happy anniversary.
Mom, Dad, we're number one.
Okay, we're ready to roll the show. Let's
Turkey
bring.
dogs.
They're only made of clay, but our love is here to stay. That our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but forever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know that are passing fancies in time ago. Oh, my dear, our love is here to stay. Go right along. star. You'll know every mountain, sea, and shore. You're gonna hear from far from me a world you've never heard before. And on a clear day, on that clear day, you will see forever and ever more. The sky is clear. If you want to go walking, it's the life, it's delicious, so lovely. And I understand every reason why you are sentimental, so am I. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's the lovely. You can tell at a glance what a swell night this is for me. You can hear Mother Nature whispering low. Let yourself go, so please be sweet, my chickadee. And if you love me, please sing to me. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's delectable, it's delirious, it's delicious, it's delicious, it's delicious, it's and if you love me, please sing to me. It's delightful, so delicious, it's delectable, it's delirious, it's delicious, it's delicious, it's lovely, it's so lovely, it's lovely.
Can you hear me? You don't really need to hear me right now because there will be tapes available on your way out for only $19.95 this whole evening. It's going to be played up at 85 decibels so that Rosens can hear this. On behalf of my brothers and their lovely spouses, all those who worked very, very hard to go ahead and put this very wonderful event together, I'd like you all to join me in a toast tonight. I can't believe this is happening to me. Why did you book me into this thing? I'd like to propose a toast. I knew you'd understand the drinking part. To my parents, Sid and Cece, on their 50th anniversary. Enjoy your dinner.
And their favorite song, lovely thing from Irving Berlin, Cheek to Cheek. Yes, please, give them a round of applause. One more round of applause, please, for this lovely couple, folks. There you are. But this time, we'd like to invite you to join the couple on the dance floor, please, and celebrate with them to their favorite song. Please stand up and do some dancing with them. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I see when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and the fears that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love in the boat of you. I'm the highest peak. It doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to rent a cabin and go fishing in a creek, but it wouldn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray and step right around the Harlem. New York, New York. I got to wake up in a city that never sleeps. I'm the king of the hill and I will be top of the heap. Those little town blues are melting away. Gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. And if I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York.
Okay, here you go. Introduce yourself, and you're on your own.
My name is Hy Fink, and I was the best poker player in this crowd.
My name is Lou Lesser, and I joined the Rovers, I guess, an initiation of the Rovers, and I can't believe 52 years later. Unbelievable.
I'm Irv Levy, and we started the Rovers in 1936. We were the first official scout rover crew in Los Angeles. They had them in Europe, but never in the United States before, and they don't have them anymore.
I'm Floyd Spiro, and it's been a pleasure being to Sid and Cecile's 50th anniversary, and I really met many of the people I haven't seen for over 50 years.
It's great to have an excuse to get some Rovers together, and I hope in the future we'll get the whole group together.
Oh, God. Lee Hallison. I was at Sid's wedding 50 years ago. It seems like yesterday. We'll be back again, I hope, soon.
I'm Nate Grosher. I drove Sid to his wedding. We were late. We were stopped by a traffic cop, and he said, "Where the hell you going the rate you're going?" Sid said, "To a wedding." He said, "Prove it," and we took him with us.
I'm Maury Russell. I haven't seen some of these fellas for a great number of years, and I can't figure out, while all of them were getting older, where in the hell was I?
I'm Cliff Rosette, and to see all these fellas looking so young and so full of life, it's a real pleasure. It's like we were back 50 years ago.
This is Bob Kruger. You ever see such a great bunch of 35-year-olds? I'm going to sign them up for the Rams.
I'm Ray Kovitz, and years ago we used to have parties and card games. Now we have Social Security and Geritol.
Thank you, Rovers. That's the Rovers. Thank you.
It's one I couldn't ever switch, for there's no nicer witch than you. There is no nicer witch than you. To say how much I care. I just come to say that I love you, and I mean it from no summer's high, there's no war tonight, no harvest moon to light one tender August night. No falling leaves, no autumn breeze, not even time for birds to fly the southern sky. There's no deep sun, no Halloween, no giving thanks for all the Christmas joys that you bring. What it is, though old and so new, to fill your heart like no three other words will do. I just come to say that I love you. I just come to say how much I care. I just come to say that I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I just come to say I love you. I just come to say how much I care. I just come to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Whichever one you like.
This is Ida. Remember Ida?
Hello.
This is Ida. This is my father.
Beautiful. Hello. Hello.
Sit there. Have you sit over here. Sit. Sit. Mom. Mom. Sit. Sit.
Down.
Once in a lifetime, a moment like this is ours to share.
Sherry. Incidentally, I'm Ina. I'm here for the next little while to talk and sing through my words and music about the last half century in the lives of our honored guests. So I'm going to ask you to sit back and come back with me, if you will, as we trace the highlights in their lives together. And we pay our bride and our groom, Sidney and Cecilia Horowitz, a musical tribute.
How do I begin to tell the story of how great their love would be?
They've been as close as Tweedledum and Tweedledee, and never ever are they known to disagree. All right, maybe once. Well, as you all know, it takes a guy and a girl to make up a love story, and I thought I'd start with the pretty one first. No, Sidney, it's not you. It's Cecilia. You were the 5th child of 7, and your folks were in heaven when their beautiful daughter arrived. Yet John and Ella Rosen, they could not have chosen a child who would give them more pride. You moved from Long Island about the time you were 2, and years later here in LA, this guy would meet you. Tonight, this is your story. We know you both are in your glory. So let's get on with it now, with no further ado. It's true, Seal, you came from a very large family, following siblings Dorothy and Frank and Sam and Louis, and preceding Rosalie, with whom you were very close in age. I hear you two even dressed alike. And of course, your baby brother Paul. You were a wonderful student, played the piano, and in your teen years, word has it, you had a mutual admiration with all the boys. Speaking of which,
Isn't he cute? Isn't he sweet? He's gentle and mentally very complete.
he's a knockout, he's regal, so handsome it's illegal, he's the boyfriend. Guess who? Enter our hero, known only, by the way, as Baby Horowitz on his birth certificate. It was only when you went to get your first passport that you found out that your given names had been Joseph Sidney. Sidney, you were the youngest of 4 sons, following Sam and Harry and Bill, born to Fanny and Isidore Horowitz, and a rarity, a Los Angeles native. You were an Eagle Scout, and always a good, solid kid, assuming responsibilities with a no-nonsense attitude. Unfortunately, you had to because at the age of 14, when your dad dies, you become involved in the family's market, a business which would propel you into interstate restaurant supplies, where, just once in a lifetime, a man knows a moment, one wonderful moment, when fate takes his hand, and this was that moment. Well, what could have happened? Fate did take your hand indeed and led you right to our little lady here. Mind you, it took a while to win her over, from what I hear. Now, we said that she was bright. Oh yeah, that was right. She was barely 16 when she graduated. And this she can't deny. About her age she had to lie. When job hunting, oh, that was something that she hated. But she got in at Interstate. That's where they met, had their first date. He was just smitten when at first he did behold her. On the other hand, someone else had caught her eye. So do you know what this gal told this guy? Though they were the same age, she said, honey, come back and see me when you're older. Well, somehow he must have done that, otherwise we all wouldn't be here tonight. As Cecilia told her sister Rosalie, after After Sidney returned from a trip to the Panama Canal, he seemed a little different. More worldly, perhaps. Whatever elusive quality he was lacking, he had obviously found. Because the two became an item. These two became an item. They used to chew the rag and dance the shag. These two became an item. Evidently you, Mr. Starker, used to have a car in those days, and you would come and pick her up, and you guys were the center of attention every time you got on a dance floor. The shag, which many of you may remember as the popular dance of the day, was their claim to fame. You two courted for about 2 years, having a wonderful time, including some wild escapades with Sid's friend Leo Grossman, who got you into a bit of trouble from time to time. And then in a small ceremony with about 40 in attendance, you were married in front of the fireplace at the home of Sid's late brother Harry and his wife Pearl, now Mrs. Milo Guest, in Eagle Rock. Drink l'chaim on their wedding night. Drink l'chaim, feasting has begun. Family mingling, what a happy sight. Love is in the air. Bride and groom are one. And you tied a knot on the first day of May, 1938, 50 years ago tomorrow. Well, you come back to live at West Adams, where you settle in as man and wife. And life is rather placid. Sid, you are very much involved with Interstate, which you would be all your life, really, giving your all to the business with your usual straightforward, no-nonsense manner that I spoke of. And then in August, the 8th to be exact, of 1940, first say my Yankee. That means a little. And then you say Mile Cheek. That means a boy. Put them together. It's my Yankee Mile Cheek. And that's how in Russian they say little boy. And you both welcome the first of what would be your 5 my Yankee Mile Cheeks. And you call him Donald Bennett. Let's give him a hand for being born. Now, I don't know about Don's punctuality today, but it seems that he was 2 weeks late in arriving back then. And Cecilia, your poor brother Louis kept putting off his wedding until Don decided to be born. Fortunately, Gloria didn't have too long to wait. Now, friends can come and friends can go, but one thing is quite clear. The old friends of long standing are the ones we hold quite dear. And though all of you are wonderful, their lives would have had a void without friends of 50 plus long years, like Mel and Charlotte and Bobby and Floyd, the Spellins and the Sparrows. And in the case of the latter couple, it is Floyd Sparrow who happens to be Donald's godfather. Well, moving right along, in February of 1943, you do it again. The 20th is when you welcome your second son. Mark Edward is who was the one who would wind up in Peru. Oh, they were different, all right. Each one, let's give Mark a hand. Well, of course, the early 40s were war years, and soon after Mark's birth, duty called, even at the Horowitz household. Sailing, sailing, to the Navy Sid must go. He's a supply clerk at Mare Island. Those 45 years ago, Mare Island. Kind of sounds exotic, doesn't it? Well, it wasn't. It was in the Bay Area up in Northern California. Though it's true, it wasn't thousands of miles away from home. Sid still wanted his little family with him, and so he buys a house in Oakland. And Cecilia and the 2 boys and he were then together. you're there a few years when in 1946 you do it again. March 28th, that is when, and let's be honest, though you were hoping for a girlie, what pleasure you derived since Harry Russell arrived. And what's more, he got you out of the Navy early. A hand for Harry. It's true, it was only a few days that he got you out in time, but early nevertheless. So you five return to LA to the house you bought at 5600 Overdale in Windsor Hills, and life takes on a semblance of normalcy. Because from what I've gathered, life Shea Horowitz was never what one would call normal. And much of the chaos seemed to stem from the somewhat mischievous behavior of the aforementioned son number 3. Harry was a little on the wild side. Harry'd curl your toes with all the things he did. And yet Seal was calm and cool, and when you hear all of this, you'll wonder why he wasn't beaten up by Sid. Once Harry put a hairpin in a socket. He blew the lights, but thank God there was no other harm. Seal said, "Oh, that must be Harry." She wasn't worried, she wasn't harried, and even when she saw his blackened, hairless arm. What about the time his darling buried all the fuses? Or the milk bottles from the neighbors that he stole? The time he jumped off from the roof? Through all of this, to tell the truth, Seal never fretted. That's why she's not yet grown old. According to Sister Rosalie, who even lived with him a while before she married her Harvey, her sister Celia was the calmest, coolest character. Nothing ruffled her feathers. And with a house full of boys, that's no mean feat. Speaking of which, isn't it about time? In 1948, you do it again. November 6th, that is when. What do you know, folks? Number 4 is a boy. Surprise. By now it's old hat. And the facts are the facts. You were thrilled with your Frederick Roy. Where are you, Fred? A few years after Fred puts in his appearance, you moved to 3062 Earl Marr Drive in Cheviot Hills, the house with the extra added attraction. The soda fountain, which started out as true heaven on earth for your boys. All except one of them. Poor Mark, he had problems aplenty. One year he had cavities, 20. That soda fountain was great. For your dentist, at any rate. But for Mark, life was rather tormenting. Now, during these years, the older boys were coming into their adolescence. You had your first few bar mitzvahs. Gee, come to think of it, with all these boys, your house must have been loaded with fountain pens. And of course, the house was also loaded with friends. I told you Seal was laid back. I told you she was mellow. And strictness and conformity she'd not impose upon these fellows. And that held true at dinner time, which was held from 4 to 8. They wandered in whenever to find the same things on their plates. Lamb chops, brisket, spinach, steak, those were Cecilia's specialties. And occasionally her butter cookies, which she always knew would please. But Julia Child, she wasn't, nor the Galloping Gourmet. But hell, it wasn't macrobiotic and never exotic, but to the boys it tasted swell. Pure Americana here, folks. And all the boys remember quite well the fact that Mom was always able to make the food stretch, even when all 5 of them would bring home friends unannounced. That only could have worked with a personality like hers. Now, Sidney, for those of you who know him and love him, was and is a bit different. He's not a man whom one would call bombastic. He's not religious, so he's not ecclesiastic. At times he shows that he's enthusiastic. But none of these really tell him like he is. Let's see. Now, Sid's never really been what one would say gymnastic. Now, you know where I'm leading, don't you? And though he's smart, you wouldn't say that he's scholastic. No, the one word that we're seeking, yeah, quite seriously speaking, is that darling Sid is really quite sarcastic. To use a good example, let me tell you that once while digging seal with jabs and jibes, his head she could have throttled, but instead she threw a bottle of milk at him, which barely missed his eye. Now at times our guy here may be underrated. His modest nature, folks, makes him quite understated. He's honest, trusting, kind, and under pressure, he's fantastic, which doesn't take away the fact, a trait we really must look at. Sidney Horowitz is definitely sarcastic, so they make a wonderful team. Can it be? Is it 1954 already? You do it again. October is when, after waiting for 6 long years, Philip Joseph arrived for a girl you had tried. But you made boy babies, and that was so clear. Dr. Joseph guaranteed if it was a boy, it would be free. And of course, he was true to his word. And there's no doubt about it, you two both could shout it. When you learned the news of number 5, you were unperturbed. You feel so blessed with everyone. It's terrific having all these sons. In fact, in your eyes, it's simply superb. And where's Phil? There they are, the lineup. You more, you could have had a baseball team. Anyway, you knew you'd get daughters somewhere along the line, so not to worry. Well, in 1956, you make a pretty big move when you become a city farmer, Sidney, and you buy a big property on Haskell in Encino. The place had animals, the most important of which, of course, were your 2 dogs, Brave and Lucky. And fruit trees galore, thanks to Auntie Rosalie, who made jams and jellies for everybody. And with this move, Sid had a dream. He bought that place on Haskell, and boy, those kids were spoiled. They had chicks and goats and rabbits, and Sid hoped they'd get into the soil. But he really must have been dreaming. Those guys weren't the 4-H kind. There wasn't a farmer in the lot of them. It was the furthest thing from their minds. Nice try, Sidney. Eventually, as you all know, and as the boys say about themselves, you parents got yourselves not farmers, but a doctor and a lawyer and 3 embarrassments. Not only did they not get into the soil, but to tell you the truth, there was very little they did get into, except mischief. And through it all, they had a cohort in crime. Any orders Sid would give, Cecilia countermanded. He felt his boys should know the sweat of the brow. After all, he said, he'd worked since he was 14. But Cecilia felt those days were then, and these were now. Now, her goal has always been quite clearly stated. To find the perfect wife for all of her sons. But she's not conceded to defeat, though her dream is not yet complete. But where there's life, there's surely hope. She doesn't care if you know who elopes, but in her mind, her work is still not done. Needless to say, with a family this size, the growing years were, well, they were busy, hectic years with so much going on. The kids alone you spent your whole life chasing. You were active in B'nai B'rith and the Jewish Welfare Fund. And Sid, in those days, was a Mason. Join El Cab, and there you had your tennis and your golf. And trophies won by Seal proved she was good. There was mahjong, pan, and bridge for her. She loved to do it all. And if time permitted, there's no doubt she would. The boys remember trips you took to Yosemite and Oregon, and the steamer across the way to Avalon. The Rosen picnics, also rate as super memories. When thinking about those years now, so long gone. Now, during much of these years, the formative years of his sons, this fellow whom you see before you was not really around all that much. Why, you might ask? Well, there's a simple answer. The man simply loves to work. He spent so many of his hours becoming a veritable expert on warehousing and conveyor systems that he even came up with a design for stacker cranes. I'm sure that's of interest to probably everyone here tonight. Oh, he was involved, all right. One might say even obsessed with his B-U-S-I-N-E-double-S business. B-U-S-I-N-E-double-S. He is a workaholic. B-U-S-I-N-E-double-S. Business. From early in the morning till late in the p.m. His family was lucky if they ever did see him. A workaholic. What else would you call it? With interstate, he really was connected. But 2 years ago, he sold it. It was time. Now Sydney is the king of frozen onion rings, and with great American credit, things are fine. Well, the boys graduate high school and do you both proud by going on to halls of higher learning and eventually marrying. Don graduates UCLA and becomes a doctor of psychiatry and brings his Naomi into the family. Mark is also a UCLA alum, and after a stint in Peru, as we mentioned, in the Peace Corps, and some time in the family business, he's now in real estate, married to his Sherry. Harry is the securities genius, married to Sherry. Fred is the attorney in residence, married to Joyce, and bringing up the rear, the caboose, Bill, who is knocking him dead in advertising. And from this wonderful bunch, you both have 7 gorgeous dividends in Lisa and Tammy and Brent and Justin and Amanda and Evan and Neil. Really, all of these grandchildren and their parents are children to be proud of. That's what life's all about. How lucky can you get? They've brought you so much knowledge, of that there's no doubt. How lucky can you get? Well, you've moved a few more times, and now no more down on the farm for you. You're happily ensconced in your rain tree abode. You two have traveled extensively and loved it. Look forward to more. You have a beautiful family and wonderful friends surrounding you tonight, some from business, some from El Cab. Newer friends from Brentwood, where you joined not that many years ago, and now have your tennis and card games several times a week. And all, of course, are here tonight because they wanted to help you celebrate this wonderful milestone of 50 years of marriage. You are truly a role model for younger couples, Sidney and Cecilia. An example of how trust and devotion between two people, not to mention a deep love and understanding, can make a marriage work and sustain over a half a century. Maybe it was all those times when you had the bedroom door open and the boys said, "What are you doing, Mom and Dad?" And they said, "We're playing mountain." Whatever it was, maybe that was your secret to success. We don't know. And we certainly won't ask. But we do admire you. We started all of this off by saying that moments like these are rare and special ones. And we hope that you remember tonight and cherish it, because moments like these are rare as dreams and golden rainbows, soft as night when summer wind blows by. Together we've laughed and maybe cried, remembering days gone by. Well, we want to wish you 50 more years together in good health, surrounded by your loved ones. And as we close, well, we have one more thing to say. We sing a song of Mazel Tov. Keep Mazel at your side. Sing a song of Mazel Tov. We toast the lucky groom and we toast his lovely bride. Dance the weary world away. Joy is here for all to see. Sing a song of Mazel Tov. Cecilia and Sidney Horowitz. God bless you, your friends and family. Mazel Tov. Happy anniversary.
Okay, they're coming around now and pouring some champagne. It's at this time that I'd like to introduce one of the elder statesmen of the family. That's how you're billing yourself now, isn't it, Frank? This is one of my mother's younger brothers, Frankie. Frankie Rosen is how he's billing himself now up in the Palm Desert. Isn't that where they banished him? You can come over here, Frank. This is actually how tall Frank is. A lot of people thought that he was... Oh. Just look right here in the... Right here. This could be the big break you're looking for. You could get out from, playing the piano.
Thank you very much, Sir Harry. Mary and I have a toast, and we put it in this form. We offer this toast to that couple of gold. You actually reached this plateau before growing old. Your good life brought you countless joys. Folks, can you imagine 5 perfect boys? Through your sons, you now have girls and grandchildren with smiles and curls. Your family gave you wealth. God granted you both good health. And now Mary and I wish you continued joy and peace. And we bet the next Broadway hit will be The Royals, according to Sid and Cease. Arkansas. Many happy you. There was love all around, but I never heard it sing. No, I never heard it all till there was you.
Picture. Look at. Here we go. Pictures. Cecilia. We're ready. Cecilia, here we go. Big smile. Kids, look this way. Ready? One. Look up. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
that Sid and Cecilia had 5 sons, so we decided, well, we'll stop with 3 because we'll probably still continue to have boys. We had 3 sons, and now I think we made a mistake because when you see these 5 wonderful sons and all these grandchildren here, I wish we'd gone on because it's a beautiful evening and a beautiful family, and we love them all.
This is Floyd and Bobby Spiro. We want to wish Sid and Cecilia all the happiness and good health for the rest of their lives. Thank you very much.
Sylvia and Sydney, Mel and I feel privileged to be here tonight to share this absolutely beautiful evening with you. We've always treasured the values that you uphold, and I don't have enough words to tell you what good luck and good health and happiness we wish you for the rest of your life.
She leaves me speechless, but I agree with everything she said, and you can double it for me and all of our family. Love, love forever to both of you.
I can look over there.
I want to thank you both, Sid and Seal, for this very wonderful evening. I have so enjoyed seeing all of my family, all of your family, all of our family together again after so many years for such a joyful occasion. And as I listened to the story of your lives together tonight, I envisioned again Mo and I and our 2 little children on our way to Mare Island, stopping and visiting you at your beautiful new home in Oakland, and being so envious because the home was so spacious, and we were going to 2 little awful rooms in Vallejo. It was a joy being there with you, and thank you again for this wonderful evening.
Happy golden anniversary, Grandma and Grandpa. We love you too.
I love you. May have lots of more great anniversaries.
Hi, bye.
Thrilled this evening to have a very special guest, Mr. Louis Rosen. Mr. Lou Rosen.
Yeah, but I can't hear it. I mean, can you stop the music?
No, we can't stop the music. You've got to just go ahead and be a real trooper here. What have you got to say?
Can they hear it? You hold the microphone.
Go ahead.
I can't.
We have a very temperamental actor here. You know, he's tough about that there.
Can you get that light off me?
Nope, this is the way it's got to work.
All right. I've been asked to introduce our guest speaker tonight. But our guest speaker needs no introduction because he didn't show up. But, can they hear me?
Yes.
But, I have taken his place. I have taken his place, and I prepared a speech, and because my memory isn't what it used to be, I'm going to read it to you.
Oh my.
Yeah.
This is quite a speech you got here.
I'll read the speech to everybody. First, I have to tell you about my doctor, Murray Salkin. Dr. Salkin. Come right this way, Louis.
Boy, I'll tell you, this is exactly the kind of thing that happens in the show. Oh, is there more, Mr. Rosen?
Well, yes, I wanted to talk about Mark. Mark Horowitz.
Yes.
Has always been known as the flower of the family.
Really?
Yes, and is that why he's called a blooming idiot?
A blooming idiot. You hear that? A blooming idiot.
And
Cecilia said to Brent.
Oh, Cecilia said to Brent, there are 2 words I want you to promise you'll never use. One is swell, and the other is lousy. And Brent said, sure, Grandma, what are the words?
Yeah, Grandma, you got that right here. It's very difficult. You know, the writer's strike's been going on for 7 weeks now, and it's so difficult to get new material. Uncle Lou, that was wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Can we get your brother Sam in here?
Why not?
Your brother just, was trying to hold up his end of the family. You think you could say a few words?
Which brother is that? Louis? It's pretty tough to follow Lou. In life, he followed me. Is that right? But I have to talk to you about my early life. What's the problem?
No problem.
Okay. You're interrupting me. Well, anyhow, I wanted to tell you that in my early life, Dorothy, as you already knew, was the little mother of our family. And she took care of all the children, including the brothers, the sisters, and myself. But a little later in life, when Cecilia was an infant, it fell upon me, and I was designated by my late mother to rock her to sleep and see that everything was taken care of. So I became somewhat of a big brother to Cecilia, for which I was very grateful. And then when Cecilia went to school, lo and behold, Grandma Rosen said, "You want to watch Cecilia," which I did, and I had no problem because in watching Cecilia, I had an opportunity to meet a lot of girls about her age, which wasn't too bad. Anyhow, I have to say this. I want to wish Cecilia and Sidney the very best of everything, and I enjoyed this evening very, very much.
Here we go. Here, we'll take it. Yeah, I just got to... Sidney and Cecilia, Bert and Queenie, I wanted to tell you how happy I was to be here, and Gloria. We loved celebrating this. I want you to know it is it's a little after 11 o'clock on Saturday. On Tuesday, I will be over at the house about 7 o'clock or 7:30. Don't need dinner. I want you to teach me how to play mountain. That we're going to learn this together, the three of us. Thanks a lot, sweetheart.
I wish Cecilia and Sid the next 50 years. We want to be there at the next 50 years. We go back with Sid in the Rovers and the Scouts, and we were the first ones to get married. Then Sid followed, and now Sid and Cecilia, we are going to be great-grandparents, and with those 7 grandchildren of yours, we want you to follow us, and we want to be there at the bar mitzvahs of your grandchildren. Thank you for inviting us.
As you know, we're real proud and real happy, and we just feel real moved about tonight. And we want to wish you the happiest of anniversaries, and we look forward to many more times together that we spend now with the boys. Neil would be here, except obviously sound asleep in hog heaven, and we've all been having a wonderful time. Evan, you want to say anything to Grandma and Grandpa on the tape?
Happy anniversary.
Just happy anniversary?
No.
Okay. Happy anniversary. We love you, and Mazel Tov.
Okay.
We want to thank our sons for giving us this wonderful affair on our 50th anniversary and get a chance to see old friends and relatives.
I want to thank all of our friends for coming. Make the party beautiful. I want to thank our children, Donald, Naomi, and their darling daughters, Tammy and Lisa. I want to thank Mark, Sherry, and Brent, Harry, Sherry, Justin, and Amanda, Freddie, Joyce, Evan, and Neil, and of course Philip. And we just couldn't be two luckier people to have all of you for our. And I want to say hi to Dot up in Santa Clara, and I hope you enjoy the video that you're going to receive from us. Lots of love to all. Beautiful evening. It was just beautiful. And Harry, do you want to say something?
I don't know these people. I've never seen them before. We just want to say what a pleasure it was for us. Was it a pleasure?
Yes, we had a great time, and thanks for letting us in.
Even though we snuck in, it's all right.
I wanted to go to Alisal Ranch. If you remember, I was the one who said, wouldn't it be nice if we went to Alisal Ranch?
Yes, you were the one.
We talked about it.
I thought we should go to McDonald's myself.
And then we talked about a Caribbean cruise.
Right.
And we
What
talked.
what did they mean when they said Plain Mountain? I don't remember that part.
I wonder who brought that up.
That was Mark, I think.
That was Mark.
I
That's
know
correct.
that was Mark. I thought that was that. I loved
I
everything.
thought that was you.
No, all the stuff in bad taste was Mark, Dad.
Oh, okay.
The entertainment was wonderful. I want to compliment the orchestra and the flowers that you ordered. All of you.
We'd like to thank all the little people out there. In fact, the little kids.
When I grew the flowers in the back of my condominium.
And of course the brothers, the brothers and sisters that are here.
Everybody, here we go.
Anyway, happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. I love you.
Yes.
Thank you. Love you.
Watch out, next. Next. There it is.
Next. Okay. Go ahead.
We just want to say that we've had a lot of years knowing you and loving you, and I just want to keep on doing it and hearing your cheery voice going, hi, Elaine, we love you very, very much. Have 50 more, please.
Yeah. We're very, very happy for you, and we enjoyed so much being part of this evening and being part of your lives. And this is the halfway mark now. At the 100th, we want to be invited too, okay?
And we want to be at your 50th.
Right. You will be.
I know.
You will be.
And I'm bound to pay the honorable consequence of you. There's so many people who can talk and just...
Well, while they are saying goodbye, we would just like to say that this has been a magnificent affair from beginning to end. It has been a pleasure to be here. It's been a pleasure to be here those last 50 years. And all I can say is that this is the top, and it's the end, and it's the ultimate. The affair was magnificent. My uncle and aunt are magnificent. And it's very nice in the final analysis that I got the basketball team that I have always wanted. And they are super, and they are tall, and they are strong, and they are bright. And it's wonderful to be a member of this family. And we just love being here. And now I'll turn it over to Diane for her to say something.
I double everything that Ron says, and I feel so very fortunate to have been adopted into this family when I married Ron. They're wonderful, and I appreciate them so much.
Thank you. Good night. And may we meet again for the next 50th. Thank you.
Anyone who wants the whole show, you're gonna do more? So please stay with us. We'll do some more. Whatever you'd like to hear, let us know.
I'm so happy to be here tonight and to be a part of this marvelous occasion. I'm the elder Horowitz, and
the best looking.
Not really, but just wish the man who really started all of this could have been here tonight to enjoy all of this with us. But I know he's upstairs and he's with us anyhow. And God bless you, Sid and Cece and all your children. You're deserving of everything. I love you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
Wait till I give you a cue, okay?
Okay.
Go. Okay.
Okay.
Happy anniversary, Cece and Sydney. This is such a beautiful occasion, and we're so happy to be part of this lovely evening.
It's such a great pleasure to be part of your family. You have 5 wonderful kids, okay? Everyone different and everyone just great. And it's been a great pleasure to be part of your family.
Sydney, many, many happy returns of the day, and we're really glad that we could be here with you to celebrate your anniversary. We love you a lot.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Yes. Anything else?
A bundle of personality. Let's do it.
No, I have nothing else to say.
Happy anniversary.
Rolling tape. Okay, hi, this is Frick and Frack of the Onion Ring business, and we'd like to say our very best to Seal and Sydney, and my very good partner, Bernard, will like to say a word to you, Seal and Sydney.
Thank you, Robert. You're all heart. Sid and Cece, we love you, and we think you're the greatest, and we wish you the very best on your 50th, and we hope that you have many, many more. Thank you.
And I'd just like to remind the kids, all 5 of them, listen, kids, you're not getting away with 1 penny of their money because we're getting it first. Okay, congratulations to both of you. All right, ciao.
Sydney and Cecilia, I'm glad that I was here to be with you. And I thank you for being the example of that love, of that understanding, of that devotion, and of that devotion. Did I just say that? If I did, it's because in your eyes is that double devotion. Thanks for setting the example. Thanks for being the family. Thank you, everybody else, for showing me what it really can be like. Uncle Sydney, many, many, many happy anniversaries. Two more?
Two more. Many.
No,
that's one too many.
Many.
It's 1, 2, 3, and almost.
Happy anniversary. We're very happy to be here to share it with you.
We're going to second place, right? Tell her.
Yes.
Second place.
We're moving into second place.
Right.
At the end of this year.
Almost.
He's bugging me. Nothing changes.
I've already done my part. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Aunt Cecilia and Uncle Sydney. It's a beautiful party. I'm glad we could be here with you.
And we'll be back for number 51 next year. Same weekend of the year next year.
Look lovely, and may the future years bring you as much happiness as the past. All our love.
Go.
Hi, Cece and Sid. This has been a wonderful evening, and we hope you've enjoyed it as much as everyone has enjoyed it. And we wish for you many more happy years with all those boys.
Cease and Sid, thanks for all the favors, thanks for all the nachas, and thanks for all the love. Best of everything.
Amen.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy anniversary, Aunt Cecilia and Uncle Sydney.
Happy anniversary.
And in 49 years and 1 month, Kathy and I will be having our 50th anniversary, and we wanted to invite you now, just in case they do not have paper invitations back then, or way out then. Many, many more. Bye-bye.
Justin. I'm Seth. Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary! Why do you have so many anniversaries? This is your 5th. Bye.
This is the official spokesman for the 7 grandchildren. And on behalf of all of us, I would like to wish you a happy 50th anniversary and hopefully another 50 more. I love you. Thanks.
Absolutely sorry. Hi, I'm Bob. Hi, I'm Marty. What is this?